The Creator Spotlight is this newsletter Beehive, the email provider, sends out to creators, or really anybody who could subscribe to the list. I want to go over a specific edition because this is directly relevant to this channel and the way I cover things, and frankly, the way you consume things too. And I think you could just get value out of it. The philosophy I hold and how I run this channel, how I consume my news, all of the above. Let's get into it. And here we go. The myth of objectivity. I'm going to try to, so I'll zoom in, I guess, for legibility here. I'll also try not to read so much from it. You can just see it yourself. But I do want to focus on a few different things that are points that they make here. The first thing is how objectivity is a process. It's not a discipline of filtration. You have some people who say we have to, Israel bombed Iran, and how do we make it? Do we make it Israel criminally attacked Iran, or do we say Israel preemptively defended themselves in bombing Iran, or just Israel bombed Iran? So that, you see how you take a certain course of events, and you can mold it into a certain way and try to claim to be objective. I'm with the author of this article by saying there's no such thing as objective. Everybody has a philosophy, bias, inclination, just because they're a human being. As a result of prior experiences, that's the way they are. And a human being is made up of a bunch of episodes that led up to that person's personality, the way it's being expressed, and so on and so forth. And there's just no way that some person can be completely objective. What I claim to be is nuanced and open to perspectives off of other people's lived experiences, and they may think differently. And you know what? It's okay in my book. And guess what? I may even jump over to their side. So let's go on. All right. Coley, a Boston Globe reporter, says something about that. And the way it works at the Boston Globe, per this article, is 3 or 4 days later, by the time it hits the page, of it, the work that publisher puts out has passed through a variety of filters to, well, there you go. It says it right there. Combined 60 plus years of journalism, and it has its place. It has its place in being objective. Some respected institution like the Boston Globe rings a bell for me and earns the preemptive word for me of respected because they go through that kind of process. Journalism should have standards, and reporting should have standards. There's a reason why our legal system, our defamation system, or defamation legislation, is the way it is in this country. And it's because it's very important for us to ingest information with enough critical evaluation to just see what is going on in the world. And this is how it's done. So DT's filters are institutional at the Boston Globe, and Raheem has a fact-checking methodology that goes directly to his site. So every newsroom has filters, every independent journalist has them, and the difference is who enforces them. Raheem's audience, Raheem is somebody who reports things as he sees them. Now, he makes it a point for it to be objective. Very rightly, largely 18 to 25-year-olds say they love his unbiased approach. And I'm with him on this. There's no such thing as an unbiased approach. And you have to keep in mind, 18 to 25-year-olds, see, I just turned 30. The 18 to 25-year-olds only grew up in a polarized environment. I grew up in a polarizing environment where I grew up because I was very attuned to politics and news while I was young. I saw the movement of the media into just full polarization mode, but it didn't. I knew it wasn't always that way. But 18 to 25-year-old couldn't have even known anything else because when they became of age and weren't politically crazy like me, and they turned on the news for the first time, it was already 100% polarized as we know it today. The economics of objectivity. So here's something that we know. The algorithms hate objectivity. The algorithms incentivize creators like myself and anybody else in the industry to just make ridiculously polarizing statements. Rage sells, rage gets the clicks, rage gets more time on platform and sells more ad dollars. Objectivity is not that easy. And it's not that exciting either. There you go. It's harder to have fans, partisan creators, build fan base community based on shared beliefs and anger. Anger. See, what you see here is passion, not anger. She's making journalism, but creators outpacing her on the algorithm are building from her perspective something closer to fandom. You guys can read the rest on your own. And there you go. I even gave them a shout out before. Isaac Sol's Tangle is a prime example of visible editorial scaffolding in practice. And he is an awesome curator of something that is not afraid of nuance. So here's something he does on his podcast. He says what the right is saying about a certain issue, the left is saying on a certain issue, and then gives his take because he doesn't believe that, in my opinion, as a listener, I don't believe anyone can objectively be reporting, but he gives his own take in response to the audience who asked for him to do so. So that was one thing he did. One more point on the algorithms. You guys on the channel know that I'm a loyal listener of Michael Smerconish, and what he says is how easy it would be. Let me just enlarge myself here. How easy it would be if I would stand here in front of this camera or this microphone and say a bunch of partisan things and already have his talking points out for him instead of going over the data and just saying it like it is, the nuanced world we live in. The algorithms would eat it up. The followers would follow in. Maybe even the ad dollars would increase. But hey, that's not what we believe. And I like to think I'm following in those footsteps. Subscribe below. Let me know what you think about this video, good or bad. As usual, no moderation on the comments. And subscribe to my newsletter because guess what? I'm going to give you my unfiltered thoughts and nothing holds me back. See you in the next one.